I was in a rehabilitation facility following a back injury and was almost ready to go home. Noticed I was running a fever and then realized several weeks later, after I came out of essentially a coma, that I had been injured as a result of neglect by the facility that had been doing my rehabilitation. It was quite a uh, horrible injury. It was caused a lot of health problems with me at the time. Brought me almost to the point of death. I had an opportunity to interview a number of law firms prior to talking with Lance Lourie and his firm, and I found them to be the best fit that I had found with the others that I had talked to, and it just seemed like a natural progression. And these guys seemed very conscientious about their work. They seemed very aggressive in the type of work that they were doing, and to go ahead and get me some relief from this, because I was in a dire straits financially as a result of the injury following the back problems. So it was their skill and their haste in moving into this phase of getting a settlement was very, very good for me. They understood my needs. They understood what I had faced. They had a lot of experience in that area and dealing with people that had been injured for various reasons, and they very compassionate in what they did. Their staff was very, very easy to work with. If I called there, I would find somebody that would help me immediately. They were very quick to follow up on any questions I had, either via phone, by email, by postal service mail. Their follow-up was just incredible. They were very aggressive in respect of hiring experts that were needed, whereas I feared that some law firms might have tried to rely on their own in-house expertise. Mr. Lourie was very good at bringing in experts from all different fields. He laid out a very good case very early on, and through that he was able to take not only his expertise but the expertise of others and put together a very strong case for reaching an amicable settlement. The case went through a lot of levels in the courts, and at each level I felt like that Mr. Lourie and his associates were representing me very well, and I not only listened to what their case experience was in cases similar to mine, I also used the internet and other means to gather information to really determine what was a reasonable settlement to expect, and also to look at what I needed personally, more or less an accounting of what I would need following the changes that had come about in my life as a result of the neglect. And in the end, Mr. Lourie and his firm were able to negotiate a settlement that was dead on in terms of what my needs were, what my budgetary needs would be for the future, what activities I would no longer be able to participate in, and we discussed those items in the beginning. We discussed them at length. They had a feel for what I needed, and they pursued it, and we were able to come back with that sort of settlement. One of the things I looked for in a law firm was the ability to understand what was going on at each phase of the trial. Instead of being told, well, just let us handle it, let us do this for you, Mr. Lourie and his associates explained every aspect of the case as it proceeded from the very beginning, until the very end, and then afterward I still feel very comfortable in calling and asking questions. And by doing that, they made me an informed client. They made me a client that could be in a better position to make decisions about what was ultimately my settlement and not theirs. And I could do so with the full knowledge of what was happening and what my options were and how to guide them toward the very best settlement possible.